Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Game 5, the first semifinals game in the Return of the King 2025 Invitational. If you haven't watched the other videos, I definitely encourage you to go back and watch at least the first one. There will be a link in the description explaining how the tournament works. Short version, the players have pre-rolled their dice to be the dice you see here, which allow for an Aragorn crown turn 1, and they are in fact required to do so. We'll talk about any other rules kind of as they come up. The free people start with Celeborn's Gladrim and Deadmen of Dunharrow, so they did not get any of the cards that will help them crown, so they will be required to spend a ring. Shadow got Orc Patrol and Fighting Uruk-hai. Those are decent, not playable immediately, but decent cards. Let's jump into it, and it'll probably be We Ride. And yes, let me introduce our players. We have, as our players today, they played best of 3. This was just picked as the best game of the series, so the winner of this game is not necessarily the winner of the set. We have as our free people player bHilly, who you may recognize from several things, including helping run the Lords of Middle-earth tournament and co-casting the finals with me. And Vayze, who you may recognize from many things. So that's that. All right. bHilly is apparently not having very good luck with. There was some pre-game chat about the Java gods not being as benevolent as bHilly would like. Oh, did I mix that up? I apologize. We have Vayze as our free people's player and bHilly as our shadow player. Okay, so just Strider breaking off. You were not required to bring anyone else. You could if you wanted to, but they chose to just bring Strider. Isengard's mustered towards war. Saruman comes in. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Fascinating. Okay, so Deadmen of Dunharrow is played to crown in Pelargir and get 3 bonus musters and to not require the ring spend. I didn't even think of that at all. That's great. I love it. Wow. That's great. I'm so happy that happened. I've been teasing in the other cast that no one ever crowns in Pelargir. All right, Nirn de Gorgoroth and Barad-dûr de Gorgoroth. Obviously, in this set, you got to be very careful of a Gondor Free People's military victory attempt. So, makes sense to bring all the kids from the playground. And moves to Morannon with the big stack. Okay, presumably that's gonna sweep north into Dagorlad and then west to the Ithilians with the Minas Morgul army. But we'll see. Man, I love that. Use of deadmen there. Shadow draws into Balrog of Moria. That could have, with a pseudo gimped fellowship, Balrog could matter quite a lot, even more than normal. And Hill Trolls is a great card for the Shadow here. Some forward mustering. Horn of Gondor is drawn in addition to Axe and Bow. So actually, the Fellowship, if they have time and Palantirs, they can buff out the dent that was Strider. This analogy maybe doesn't work as well as it did in my head. Fellowship good. 1 I allocated. 3 more rolled for a total of 4. That is not what Shadow wanted to see. And an excellent roll for the free people. 2 moves, a will, 2 musters. Everything's good. They move. They're hit. It's an eye for 2 reveal. Yup. There goes Gandalf. Sauron is mustered to war. Old Fortress Road and Edoras move. Okay. I don't know. I kind of feel like putting Gondor to war there, but okay. Gorgoroth to Moran and Minas Morgul and Farharad to Nirharad. Fellowship hides. Moran into Dagorlad. Gandalf into Grey Havens. Threatening of Fearfire foes and Book of Mazarbul, despite having neither. Oh, that's great. I love that. Yeah, we got a good game on our hands here. Okay. Orc Patrol is handy. That's a good time to play that for a shadow. I would be a little. I guess I'd kind of lean to playing the Balrog just because I'd be worried about not getting it out in time. Also, just be aware that Orc Patrol, statistically, it's been proven by many people. It hasn't. That that Orc Patrol draws an eye more often than not. It draws a 1, so that's good. Just tank a little 1 onto the corruption there. And Gondor's mustered down the track, which makes a ton of sense. So the free people is up to 6 dice on turn 3. That's pretty good. Shadow gets Cruel Weather and Rage of the Dunlendings. Those are good cards. We'll see if they use either of them early. Challenge of the King. Hey, we could use it. We could actually use it. And Grimbjorn / Scouts. These are excellent draws for the free people's player. At least those two are pretty good. 1 eye allocated, 1 more rolled, 2 Palantirs though, and just a beautiful roll for the Fellowship. You can do just about anything they want. They start by playing Horn of Gondor. Yeah, you probably have time for this, and you weren't really going to move 3 times this round anyway. North Ithilien, South Ithilien are moved into by their respective armies. What do you do here as free? Do you run away with Strider with Aragorn? No, you move the Fellowship. Safe. Osgiliath from North Ithilien. No card. I would presume you retreat here. Yep, you scouts. It was what I meant by that. Gondor is now at war. You use a muster put on lean in Minas Tirith. And if he doesn't go for Minas Tirith right now, instead hang the 7 regular army in Pelargir with Aragorn, which he's by no means going to win instantly, you can just keep recruiting as you retreat. Mouth of the Witch King is brought in, not the Mouth of Sauron. Really getting more Gondor regs. That's the last Gondor reg already. It's turn 3 and all of the Gondor regulars are in play. That's hilarious. So regular in Lossarnach and leader in Pelargir. I would be pretty tempted to put that regular in Lamadon so that if you retreat that direction, you can pick him up, but maybe that's not worth it. Hill Trolls is played in Osgiliath. Wow, we're making a death stack for both of us. An elite in Pelargir. Draw a card, Shadow is moving, / Swarm of Bats. Swarm of Bats quite possibly will be helpful here. And see, here's the move where the Fellowship is quote-unquote in Moria, and you don't have Balrog in play. I don't know. Bit of confirmation bias here. The Fellowship is safe. Dol Amroth, quote-unquote, is attacked. Pelargir is attacked. Surely this is a Swarm of Bats versus a no card. 1 hit, just 1. Oof. But just 1 back. So press draw. Draws into a Momakil. Obviously, Aragorn's going to run away. Takes the regular as a hit. I said he runs away to Lossarnach. Interesting. So he could make the Death Doomist stacks of Doom stacks in Minas Tirith, or just retake Pelargir first die next round. Shadow gets Morgul Wound and Orcs Multiplying again. These are some really hard-hitting, Fellowship-hitting cards if you have the time to hit them. They haven't moved out of Dol Guldur yet, so Orcs Multiplying is good. I presume you throw Rage here. Free people get Ents and Help Unlooked For. Help Unlooked For maybe matters here in the Shadow area. I definitely didn't see what card went for the Shadow. It was the Moom. I don't know what it was. Casting is hard. All right. 1 eye allocated. No more rolled, but only 2 attacks for Shadow. 4 Palantirs. Versus 3 movement, a will, a muster, or a hybrid. Wow. He moves and is safe through. Now surely this is a mistake. You have a billion Palantirs and you're not playing Balrog right now before he gets maybe revealed through Moria? Instead, attacking Lossarnach with a character card, Black Breath. Hoping to snipe Aragorn with a Black Breath. Well, that's ambitious. 1 hit. 3 hits. He did it. He. Okay. 4 back on the shadow, though. Wow. What an utter reversal. Ludicrous. Wow. I'm never. Vayze has over 1,000 games logged and has never seen Aragorn die to a Black Breath. I certainly haven't. Wow. That's crazy. Attack Pelargir from Lossarnach. Yeah, okay. You have all these character dice. You don't really need to move that many times. You do get your hit, which is nice. So kind of annoying. Certainly going to make the shadow player have to come and take it. Pelargir from Witch King. A no quarter spent. Yeah, that's fine. Versus the Onslaught. Ooh, interesting Onslaught. I'm assuming that's just for the cycle. 2 for Shadow. 1, 2 for 3? Because of no quarter. Why did he take 3 hits? He didn't. Okay. And he chooses to take 3 for the Onslaught, so he is weakening himself. Does the Free People have any card that would sudden strike? I'm thinking a sortie from Minas Tirith to Osgiliath kill the Witch King. 1 hit from from the Onslaught and a press. Retreats to Lossarnach again. You giant pill. And now the shadow player is out of movements. Short of a Shadow's Gather or a Shadow Lengthens, which they do indeed have. So they will be able to reinforce the Witch King and not, as we say, die. Wow. Okay. A move to Osgiliath. Yeah. Interesting. The Gondor Force Pool is 3 elites. So Gondor goes to sit in Osgiliath and just be a giant pain in the patoot. Unfortunately, Shadow does. You're holding 2 musters. I was suddenly, wait, Gondor can just go take Minas Morgul. Shadows on the Misty Mountains. Why are we not playing Balrog? Worn with Sorrow and Toil. Fellowship moves. Draws into Corsairs. So that's as we say, good. Play Celeborns for the cycle. Get power 2 great. That's excellent for the Free People. Southrons move towards war. Dol Amroth musters. Southrons go to war. So half a move and a Palantir later. Dol Amroth will be under siege. Yep. But Free People is now reduced to 5 dice because Aragorn died in a field battle in Lossarnach to Black Breath. Sentences that I get to say so often. Shadow's drawing hot now. Ring Wraiths are abroad and Shadow lengthens. Those are good. Gwaihir and Dane. The North Dew Line hasn't been attacked at all yet, but it could yet. 1 eye allocated. The Fellowship chooses to declare in Lorien. Declare Worn with Sorrow and Toil. They can't do that with 4 moves. Oh, they were already in forts. Okay. So they do not have to deal with Balrog or extra tile from Moria, and they don't have to deal with Worn with Sorrow and Toil at the cost of a move. And now they're on 5 dice, which is what a normal Free People player would be at this point. 1 eye allocated, 1 more rolled. Man, Fellowship's just on fire with the moves today. And 2 musters is great for them as well. Fellowship moves, is hit for a 0 reveal. They choose to take it because they have, no other choice. Lossarnach is taken. You're hiding the Fellowship. If he had a Fellowship hitting card, I think he would have played it right now. That's kind of leaving Dolameroth open. Oh, okay. Move back to Minas Tirith. That makes sense. You were in a no-win there. Pass. You're not going to muster in Minas Tirith? Shadow spreads out so the Osgiliath army can't retreat, at least usefully. Minas Tirith does in fact muster at this point. MT is attacked, and he goes quietly into the siege. Although Lamedon's still a mustering point. Probably not worth just putting a rando elite in Lamedon, though. But it'd be funny. South Athelian to Osgiliath. I mean, I guess, sure. No hit, press. He moves to Druidin. Sure. Too bad Help Unlooked For is gone. Fellowship hides. And there goes the last Gondorian mustering point. And Deadman is gone. And Aragorn's gone. So short of Path of the Woes, this is all the Gondorians we're going to see. And guards and Prince Imrahil, blah, 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 blah. Dane is played with that last muster. I'd be tempted to, I guess you're about to be overdrawn, so that makes sense. I was going to say I'd be tempted to spend it to muster, elves, Rohan, anybody. But since you're about to be overdrawn and you want to get that card out of your hand before it's too late, that makes sense to me. Shadow Ringwraiths are abroad with a character die. Really? Okay, that makes sense. We're shifting on over to Dolameroth and sticking a watchdog on the Fellowship, who is at 0 moves, so that will be useful. And you've got Dolameroth. You should probably just get it before he gets Prince Imrahil, before he gets Círdan's. Although the elves are not at war. Man, the free people do not have many cards for this situation. Do you spend power too great for no quarter here? Jeez. Yep, nothing. So, Shadow Lengthens is spent. Did Shadow really not have anything else? I'd spend the Rage way before the Shadow Lengthens here. You're going to want this army to be somewhere else in a hot minute. I don't know. There goes 3 6s. And because they have more hits, Dolameroth is just going to up. Okay, Dolameroth just falls over. So much for that. Yeah, and now there's 8 regulars in Dolameroth that are like 3 moves from being anywhere that matters. If you had the Shadow Lengthens, they would be much not as far. Those are words. Only the best words here. You pay for the best words here. Shadow draws into Grond and Day Without Dawn. Grond could be quite handy in one of these sieges. Free People gets another Ents, Hjorndark, and a Last Battle. He threw away Challenge of the King earlier. That's the card he threw away because he didn't use it. Pretty sure. What did he throw here? Gwaihir? Throw away Ents Rage. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes a ton of sense with Gandhi and Grey Havens. Interesting. It's interesting that Gandalf in the Grey Havens is sort of protecting the Dew line, despite neither Fear Fire Foes nor Book of Mazarbul actually being played. The possibility has a soft defensive effect over there, which I think is interesting. 1 I allocated, 1 I rolled. Lots of musters. 4 musters for Shadow. Not really what you're looking for right now. Free People gets 2 moves and 2 hybrids and a Palantir. That's a great set of dice. Fellowship moves. Safe, despite the Nazgul buddy. North Dunland gets an elite. Where are we going now? Fellowship moves and is safe barely. Isengard Elite, pass. And okay, Rage of the Dunlendings to South Downs. So a 4-2-2 in South Downs. What do you do here as the free people? Now, you definitely are going to play Power True Great when it's most inconvenient. I think you probably hybrid Bree and North Downs to Buckland. And then when he moves to Trollshaws, you Power True Great? Ah, he just passes. Interesting. That could have been... That could have been almost a get Gandalf under siege. Almost, I guess. Not quite. We, of course, now powered is too great to super inconvenience the Shadow. They throw a character card. I didn't get to see what it was in time. Weirdly not Balrog. I guess they're saving that for Lorien. And... Oh, Day Without Dawn. Okay. There goes Power 2 Great. Do you manually muster the elves? Probably. Because then if he attacks Lorien, or Rivendell rather, an elite Torthank, then you can get some more in Lorien. Iron Hills guy to Erebor, and Fords of Eisen to Westemnet. Rather than Westemnet Helm's Deep. I find that a little interesting. Okay. And Shadow, since they no longer have to attack, they instead use this one character die to shuffle around leadership. Interesting. Okay. So where do we stand? I guess we'll see some card draws. Shadow gets a red tile in Return of the King / Swarm, Return of the Witch King. Swarm of Bats. Fellowship gets Mithril Coat and another Scouts. There's Red Arrow. Oh, there's Challenge of the King. What was I talking about earlier? Yep, definitely don't know what they lost earlier. Now they throw Challenge of the King. Okay. Whew. All right. So where do we stand here? Shadow has a 9 regular army over a fully stocked Minas Tirith, and Guards of the Citadel is still theoretically available. That's gonna be a pretty tough ask to get that done. Hill Trolls has been played. Maybe you get there at some point, but 9 hit points versus 7 hit points with 2 leadership is tough. And no real great reinforcements available. Mordor is cleaned out. Most of the Southrons are in Umbar or in Dol Amroth, so that's going to be a tough ask. So Shadow is at 3 points and not really threatening much else. Erebor's fully stocked. The elves are about to go to war with Woodland Realm not being threatened, so that's scary. Did Free... He probably used Kindred because he started with Kindred or had it a while back. I assume he used it for an advantageous. And Celeborn's was played already. Power 2 Greats played. So Lorien is as big as it will ever be. Short of a muster. But Rivendell's probably going to fall. I don't know. The Fellowship's really far along. Could quite possibly make Mordor this round. I would say the Free People is super favored here. We'll see. Fellowship good. 1 eye allocated, 1 eye rolled. 3 Will of the West and a character with Day Without Dawn not in play. Now, obviously, Vayze doesn't know that and goes ahead and spends a will first. I wonder if you ring to keep a Will of the West here from fear of Day Without Dawn. Shadow's been through half their deck, half their strategy deck. They are hit. It's a 3. That works out really well with Horn of Gondor and Legolas. So, yep. And now for the sadness that he doesn't have it. Yep. Muster in Orthanc, sure. Move the Fellowship. Double hit 3. Just random. Why random? To hoping for a Hobbit? But you have Gimli and Axe and Bow. I don't know. I feel like that's maybe worth it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was Boromir. That's great. Eisen. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, Fords of Eisen. Okay. Uh no card. Scouts into Helm's Deep. We then spend a Will of the West for the Gondorian to come to fold. And well, nope. We're thinking about the Gondorian to fold. Yeah, what other half movie do you want? North Downs to Etten Moors would be funny, but not good. So okay. Cruel Weather is then played with a character die, unfortunately. Fellowship moves again. Hit for not reveal. Geez. Now you take a random. Yep, that makes sense. And now you have a guy in Fangorn. Oh, surely you ring this. It's a terrible position for the free people. So they can either ring for a guaranteed Saruman kill or ring to get into Mordor. I know which one's funnier. Oh, terrible. Yeah, ring to get to Mordor's better. Boo. Chooses to just take the 2 corruption, presumably because he has axe and bow in hand, and this gets him out of Morgul Wound. Although I believe the Morgul Wound was played for the Black Breath. Consolidates in. So some Easterlings moved in the middle there. They've consolidated into North Rune. I don't understand that, because East Rune gets all of the same places North Rune does, and gets Iron Hills in case you suddenly decide you want that. Whatever. And a 7/3/1 stacks in Dimmerald Dale. The elves are still not at war. Oh, but he's the only one with action dice left, and he puts Rivendell and Lorien under siege. So he gets both his cake and his eating of it. Shadow draws into Horde from the East, Deadly Strife, and Foul Thing. And we get Power of Tom Bombadil and House of the Stewards, which is going to be what's discarded here. Yep, there we go. Fellowship hits the track. There will be one more eye. There we go. So that's our hunt pool. Lots of reveals, but the Fellowship is in a great position to stop caring about that. Except for the eyes. Mithril Coat in hand, axe and bow in hand if you have the time. I propose you probably don't. Shadow is at 3 points. Lorien probably falls with that stack. Rivendell probably falls with that stack. So there's soft 7. You take Dale. Take Helm's Deep, I guess. Though you're in danger of that Ent. Fellowship is good. Elves are obviously at war. 1 eye allocated, 1 eye rolled. And there goes the Ents. So no more leadership for the Shadow Army in Isengard, Fords of Eisen. Rivendell is attacked. I presume this is the Deadly Strife. It's in fact a Great Host versus Daylight. Okay, sure. 1 hit in, no hits out. +1 from the Great Host. Stop, draw. Axe and bow is played. Yep, you've got this Palantir and nothing much to do with it. No reds in means Mithril Coat doesn't matter a lot. Oh, look, a red tile goes in. Fellowship moves. Yep, that's what you get for not moving. And it's an eye for 2. So you just axe and bow and take 1. Okay, fine. Muster is played to get Mouth of Sauron in Dol Guldur, so he can at some point get over to Lorien. Fellowship passes. We shift over most of our leadership. Sure. I guess you have enough leadership with the Mouth to get 5 in Lorien. Lorien is now attacked. Character card versus no card. There's Durin's Bane, finally. 2 hits pre-battle. 2 more hits in. 0 hits out. The elves have not shown up to this game. And Shadow draws, press draws into Isildur's Bane. He has Foul Thing and Isildur's Bane. This could really slow down the Fellowship if you get some good reveals. Here's the Deadly Strife on Lorien. 3 hits in and 2 hits out. But that's a big stack left in Lorien. Elven Ring to hide. Yeah. See, that stack. Now, Edoras doesn't really matter. Oh, that army's probably going to Minas Tirith. So we're looking at Rivendell, Minas Tirith, Helm's Deep, and Dale are our points, probably. Elven Elite and Wooden Realm, yeah, you gotta. Even though it's not, it's preventative, but fine. Desperate Battle versus Advantageous. Tom Bombadil has shown up to Rivendell to help defend. 1 hit in. Tom Bombadil did not make a difference. And 1 hit out. Press. No card. And there goes Rivendell. So, a tough position. We're actually in New Powers Rising. Saruman is not in play. Man, a tough position. What's free people draw here? I will go alone. That could matter. Getting down to Gollum early could be a big deal. And Faramir's Rangers, which won't matter. But the Druid and Forest guy can come back and take Osgiliath and then recruit and then whatever. It's fine. There is an a Gondorian Elite and regular still available. Man, so Free People has 1 ring left and has to make 4 moves against this hunt pool before Shadow gets 3 more points. It was looking so good for the Free People. Now it's so tight. Man. A Cities game is almost certainly not in play with that little left from Rage of the Dunlendings, though. Maybe something comes up, but I doubt it. 1 eye allocated. None more rolled, although... no, that's a lot of attacks. What, 7 attacks? 8 if you count a ring. And only 2 moves for free. Ugh. That's a tough roll to hold with. What do you do here? Yeah, you move. Yep. That's annoying. Random, you take the Gimli, unfortunately. Okay. Shadow moves to Eastamnet and Druiden. The Druiden move I'm not really getting, but okay. They did indeed forget to lose the Saruman die, so they lose the rightmost die, I believe. Which is how that's supposed to go. Man, what do you do as Free People here? You move the Gondorian to Westamnet and the Old Forest Road guy to Dale. I guess, but the Dale army's not holding. What are you even really doing? I don't know, man. I think I would lean towards mustering Rohan with the muster die. He takes Westamnet or Fold, or puts Helm's Deep under siege, and then you muster in Edoras or something. Maybe. Westamnet is attacked. Will a Gondorian get to help defend Helm's Deep? A swarm of bats is played, and he does get hit because of the swarm of bats. He picks off a guy, though, so good on him. That is a pretty stinking large stack. Gandalf is on the move, as is Merry. Merry is now in Westamnet with the Witch King and his little blade. Helm's Deep is put under siege, and he brought Merry with him. Nope, he didn't. Okay. Rohan's under siege. He wouldn't have been at war, I don't think, but whatever. Does the Free People still have Gwai here? He does. Why didn't he play Gwai here? to get him into Helm's Deep so he can shine. I guess the mouth is here, but it's still a lot of rerolls you're preventing. Edoras is captured, so you don't even need Dale. And now it's just, can Helm's Deep hold a 5/5/5? We do Gwai This was our only shot. Shadow draws a strategy card. It's Oleg High. That doesn't. The 5 post rolls from that could really be the We Come to Kill. Could really suck here for free people. Helm's Deep is attacked. Okay, but of all the strongholds, Helm's Deep, in my experience, has the most ridiculous holds. And even not counting out end cards. Let's see if they can do that. Presumably, Gandalf is shining. I'm presuming that's true. Yep. Okay. Strategy card versus strategy card. We have We Come to Kill. Yep. Versus Shield Wall. 2 hits for Shadow. That's up at the Shield Wall. 3 hits for free. That's a good start. Here's the post. This matters quite a lot. 2. That's stop draw. Yeah, you have it. You have the dice for it, and you have Elven Rings. Draws into a Great Host. Elven Ring to hide. Yeah, that's your only shot here. You need a miracle hold from Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep is attacked. Strategy card shine versus just a Great Host. Just free people not have literally anything to play. Yep, nothing to play. 2 in, and with the Great Host, Helm's Deep falls. Oh, it's looking so good there. What a crazy game. Probably unrecoverable. I don't know. It certainly hurt. The Fellowship wasn't delayed any moves from reveals that Strider could have taken off. Maybe one. Maybe. Including this one and then one more here. I'm not sure they were actually delayed from a win, but well. Well, thank you, Vayze and bHilly, for an excellent game. We will see who advances to the finals, and I encourage you to keep checking out this channel for the rest of this tournament. In the meantime, please enjoy your holidays, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.